My sister-in-law sold me like a bag of rice. This story, it shocked me. I met my boyfriend while I was learning how to sew. He was a bike man at the time, and sometimes I take his bike to work. That's how we got to know each other. Eventually, he asked me out and we started dating. After a year, he proposed to me and took me to meet his family. That was the first time I met his sister, Carol. She asked me what I did for a living, and I told her I had just graduated from a sewing school. She looked at me and said bluntly, "You are not welcome." It was like whatever she said was final. His mother too rejected me. His father had passed away, so it seems like Carol and the mother were the ones calling the shots. According to them, they wanted someone who was educated and more presentable than me. You won't tell Eliza. But my boyfriend stood his ground. He insisted he was going to marry me, no matter what. We went ahead with our wedding. Carol didn't attend. Only his mother came and she left early. You see, ladies, when a guy takes you home and their family rejects you, like they don't like you, I think you should kind of think about it like God is trying to save you from something. God is trying to remove you for future problems. But some of you will be putting your head, if not with this boy, you know, go marry him. And one, we started managing life on our own. My husband hired a car. We took a loan to open a small sewing shop for me. After 3 years, we had 2 children and we are still hustling. One afternoon, I saw Carol on our doorstep. I couldn't believe my eyes. She knelt down and began begging me to forgive her. Claiming that she had changed, she said all sorts of things. Honestly, I had been praying for peace in the family for the renewal. So I felt like God had finally answered my prayer. I welcomed her inside. She met my children and stayed until my husband came home. He was surprised but happy to reunite with his sister. She told us she didn't like the area we are living in and offered to rent a new place for us. And she did. Talk and do grace. We started getting along. One afternoon, she came to my shop and was amazed by the clothes I made. She told me I was wasting my talent in that area, that a friend of hers who lives in Europe, who was looking for people like me to sew for her fashion brand. She kept talking and talking, praising my work and saying I was destined for something greater. Now then, she brainwashed me so much that I began to believe her. I went home and told my husband about the offer. He rejected it outright. He said no. You know, when you get married, husband and wife should listen to the husband should also listen to the wife. You know, that is why you guys are a couple. I think you guys are connected. You guys are meant to put hands together, think and take decisions. But I think devil really wants this to happen. I don't know. But I kept pressuring him. I even gave him attitude. And Carol joined me in trying to convince him. After days of this, he couldn't take the tension anymore and finally gave in. Carol took me to snap a passport photo. I didn't know anything about traveling, but she promised to get everything I needed. She told me to just relax, that she had it under control. 5 days later, one afternoon, Carol came home and said I was traveling that day. If now so they go Europe after 5 days, my sister, you sure say we go still in this country at all? It took me by surprise. I told her my first child was still in school. She said not to worry, that she had informed a cousin who would go and pick him up. I asked her about my baby, and she said my mother-in-law would take care of her. I tried calling my husband, but his phone was switched off. Devil, today or 4 day. Why he be saying that today, now that phone go dey switched off? Carol convinced me that soon I'll be calling him with a foreign number, that it will be a surprise. She told me to write a letter explaining everything so that when he comes back home, he would go and pick the keys from his mother's place. I believed her and I agreed. We went to the park and I saw her buying tickets to Kano. Hey, where do they go Kano go to? Kano. I asked her why we were going to Kano. She said her friend had sent her an email that my flight was not scheduled to depart from Kano. I had never traveled before, so I assumed she knew better than I did. We left for Kano. When we got there, she told me that another email had come in. That due to a mistake on my ID, we had to go to Niger. To go inside. I kept disturbing her to call my husband, but she said his number was still switched off. I also realized that my phone was missing or I misplaced it. I don't know how it got lost. Maybe she took it when we were on our way to Kano. From Niger, she said we had to go to Libya. My sister, you still dey follow and dey go. I thought the journey to Libya would take just one day, but we stayed 5 days on the road. I became really worried. 5 days, icharacha. No be one day, 5 days. She kept being nice to me and kept saying that Libya was the final stop, that then we would board our flight. When we got to Libya, she took me to a house belonging to a Niger man. She showed me some files and said we are boarding that day. She told me to wait in the house while she went to get her documents and some new clothes for the journey tonight. She said she had already called a friend to reach out to my husband and promised that today I will call him with a foreign number. I believed her. She offered me Fanta and some snacks before leaving. Then I fell asleep. Now what? I don't understand. Now so this word be. I don't know how many hours passed while I was sleeping. Suddenly someone tapped me. I looked up. It was the same man who owned the house. He said you have to resume work now. Customers are waiting. Which customer? Abi she'd gone sell crayfish for them. I was confused. I asked him, where is Carol? She said we are boarding today. He said, I don't know who is Carol, but if it is Aisha, she left. Aisha. Then he said something that shocked me to my bones. Even me, the thing that shocked me. From Carol to Aisha. I allowed you to sleep for a few hours because I know you must be tired, but 5 hours is enough. Now, get up. Hey. I tried explaining to him, Carol or Aisha is my sister-in-law. We are on our way to Europe. She just stepped out. He can go to Europe. Enough for this that on the left and right. He laughed at me. You know rich to laugh at you. He said, Aisha sold you to me, Jesus. I paid for you in full. You now belong to me. You will work for me, and when you finish paying me $3,000, then I will let you go. My heart sank. You know, rich make your heart they sink. For me, my heart couldn't fly come off from my body. I couldn't speak. I don't die. I go down the fence. Like my head was spinning. Everywhere went dark. Like how this sister-in-law, you hate this lady so much, but your brother don't marry this lady. They were still managing. Well, watch out for part 2 of this story. If you like my story, please like, comment, and follow me.